A reminder that as councillors we will act in accordance with the council model code of conduct, which will support the principles of leadership and good governance in that secures public confidence in the office of the councillor. Councillors in attendance tonight, I would like to introduce the other councillors in attendance tonight. We have Councillor Charmaine Delaney, Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and viewers online. We seem to have our problem sorted out. We will now continue with our meeting. We're up to item 2, apologies. Are there any apologies? Noting that Councillor Barrett is on leave of absence. We have no apologies. Confirmation of minutes of the previous meetings. Councillors, could I please have a motion for the confirmation of minutes of the council meetings that were held on the 19th of November 2025, commencing at 7 p.m. and 7:40 p.m. Moved.
Yep.
Councillor Hogan.
Yeah, I'm happy to move, but they're true.
Seconded by Councillor Getley. All those in favour? Thank you. Request for leave of absence. Are there any requests for leave of absence?
Not at this stage.
Councillors, as there are no requests for leave of absence, I will move on to disclosures and conflicts of interest. Do we have any conflicts of interest to be declared?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, Mr Mayor.
All right, thank you. Oh, yep, here we go. Yeah, righto, so we missed a little bit there, but... All right, item 6, questions from the public. Councillors, council has received 2 questions for this evening's meeting. The Chief Executive Officer will read to the meeting the name of the person who has submitted a question and the text of the question. I will then answer the question or nominate a councillor or member of the council staff to answer the question. So we have question 1, Councillor Dan.
I'll just take the
CEO.
I'll take the CEO.
CEO
Thanks,
Dan,
Mr.
probably
Mayor.
better, yep.
So, yes, we've received a question from Mr Darryl Warren of Donald. Mr Warren's question refers to item 8.1.8 of tonight's agenda, status of Municipal Monitor's report and implementation plan listed in the council agenda tonight. As we are aware, the appointment of the monitor in May 2024 came at an unbudgeted cost of over $150,000. A key deliverable was to investigate the sustainability of Buloke Shire, primarily with respect to financial matters. I note that in tonight's council report, the author has advised that sustainability and financial matters are not applicable to this report. I would suggest that the sustainability and finances were the very matters at the core of the appointment. All of the recommendations from the monitor's report have or will come at a cost to the ratepayer. As such, can you please provide a summary of all the costs incurred by council to date in responding to the monitor's report and implementation, and what provisions have been made in the 2025-26 financial year budget to respond to the report over the budget period? As an example, item 16, in relation to the Sea Lake landfill site, ensures compliance with EPA directions, budgets appropriately for any required rehabilitation in accordance with EPA directions, and moves to secure ownership of the site as soon as practicable.
Thank you, Mr CEO. So responding to that, item 8.1.8 in tonight's agenda is a status report. The purpose of the report is to update council regarding the requirement to develop an implementation plan in response to the Municipal Monitor's report and submit biannual status updates to the Minister for Local Government. The report is not seeking council's specific decision making against individual activities or recommendations made by the Municipal Monitor or the implementation plan itself. Any major decisions or actions required for council consideration would warrant an individual report to council with the financial viability and any sustainability implications specifically identified, as you have rightly suggested, for each matter as it is presented. In consideration of the purpose of this report, the financial viability of council is, in responding to its reporting requirements, is not applicable. Similarly, the impact of the provision of this status report is not considered to have any relevant sustainability implications. Within Council's reporting framework, sustainability implications refers to environmental and social sustainability considerations such as impacts on climate, natural resources, biodiversity and long-term community well-being. Financial sustainability is considered separately by the financial viability section of the report. In relation to any costs incurred by Council while undertaking the reporting of the implementation plan to date, Council has not experienced expenses outside of existing resources engaged and costed against existing Council service area budgets. Council will continue to respond to the feedback provided by the Minister for Local Government following any developments and progress in relation to the recommendations of the Municipal Monitor. Provisions for Council's future responses to the report have been included within the budget process through existing resources and service areas. Now we have question 2. I'll refer that also to CEO Dan McLaughlin.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Question number 2 has been received by Mr Darryl Warren of Donald. With regards to the Buloke Shire Aquatic Strategy, in March 2022, Council embarked on an extensive community engagement process to develop a new aquatic strategy. Numerous listening posts and calls for submissions were requested from the community. We are now approaching the last Council meeting for 2025, with the next meeting scheduled for February 2026. Could you please advise if the strategy has been completed, and if so, when will it be presented to Council for consideration?
Thank you, Mr McLaughlin. So, Council commenced an extensive community engagement process in March 2025 to inform the development of the strategy, and we acknowledge the significant time and input contributed by community members throughout this process. The completion of the aquatic strategy has experienced some delays due to a combination of factors, including delays from the engaged consultants and recent staff turnover, which has impacted Council's capacity to finalise the document. Council officers are currently working to finalise the strategy with the intention of presenting it to Council for consideration at the March 2026 Council meeting. We appreciate the community's patience and interest in this important piece of strategic work and will continue to provide updates as the strategy progresses towards Council consideration. Thank you, Mr Warren, for your questions. We move on to procedural items. The first report we have to consider this evening is report of councillor assemblies. Council, there is a motion to receive the report of councillor assemblies. Do I have somebody move that? Councillor Stafford, Councillor Getley to second. Would the mover like to speak to the motion?
No, it's purely procedural. No need to speak on that, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Stafford. Councillor Getley?
No, just for noting, Mr Mayor, so I'm happy with that.
Jolly good. Any other councillors would like to make comment?
No.
No. So there's no further discussion or debate. I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour? Thank you. Carried. 7.2, status of action of the past council meeting resolutions. Councillors, is there a motion to receive the status of action of the past council meeting resolutions, please? Councillor Hogan, thank you. A seconder, Councillor Delaney. Councillor Hogan, would you like to speak?
No, just the recommendation that council note the status of actions report for council resolutions documented in the report.
Thank you, Councillor Delaney.
No further comment, Mr.
Jolly
Mayor.
good, thank you very much. I will put the vote. All those in favour? Thank you, that's carried also. We move on to item 8, general business. 8.1, management reports. And 8.1.1, the draft event planning guide. Councillors, do I have a motion for this item? Councillor Getley, thank you. Is there a seconder for the motion? Councillor Stafford. we need to, where are we? We need to have this motion written. Does the mover need to read it out? Yep.
Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Yep. So we'll go back to you, Councillor Getley, for the...
Thank you, Mr Mayor.
for the motion.
I'm happy to move that the council endorse this draft event planning guide to go on public exhibition from the 18th of December 2025 to the 31st of January 2026.
Little arrow again, we're just getting there. All right. Thank you, Councillor Getley. So we'll go through that process again. Happy to.
I'll second the motion, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Would you like to speak?
No, I just wanted to
Getley.
say that it's a very good plan. It sets out event planning very well. It's not a one-size-fits-all and it can be put together very quickly, and I think the public need to have a good read of it. Any suggestions or feedback would be good before the closing date. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing to add to what Councillor Getley's already said. Mr.
Stafford,
Mayor.
sorry. Councillor Stafford.
Nothing to add, Mr Mayor.
Good on you, thank you. Any other councillors like to make a comment on the motion?
Yeah, I'd just like to say what a comprehensive report it is and how it's, we need it, definitely need it in the Shire, because we have a lot of our communities have both large and small events, and it just gives a really good event planning you know, timeline, sequence to know what you've got to do, who you've got to talk to, and there's a whole lot of, there's a whole page of little, what do you call them, those little, where you can scan the,
Codes.
yes, and like it's great source of information. So yeah, good on the staff, and I'm sure it'll be really well received by the general public, those that are, spend a lot of time and effort planning these really wonderful events that we have around our Shire. So well done, staff.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Councillor Delaney, anything to add?
Just concurring with Councillor Hogan. I think it's a very important document that's going to help us move forward for some of our great events within the community.
Yes, thank you. Look, my comment, councillors and staff, is that this is a great item that we can, a guide that we should be able to probably get round to our forums, progress committees with at some stage, and it's also probably a good a good agenda item for any further community summits to highlight the good things that are in this report that that will make it a lot easier for everybody to perform their duty. So I'll put this to a vote. All those in favour? I declare that carried. Thank you very much. 8.1.2. Lease of Commonwealth of it's a lease agreement, Commonwealth of Australia, as represented by the Bureau of Meteorology. Councillors, do I have a motion for this item, please? Councillor Delaney.
Just to speak to the motion, Mr Mayor, that Council grant a lease to the Commonwealth of Australia as represented by the Bureau of Meteorology, for the land surrounding the Charlton Automatic Weather Station, AWS, at 212 Charlton, St Arnaud Road, on the following terms. A 10-year lease commencing 16th of July 2023, including 2 further terms of 10 years each, and B, base rent to 10x GST per annum if demanded. 2, delegate authority to the Chief Executive Officer to execute all lease documents. 3, authorise the CEO to administer the lease in line with the terms and conditions.
Thank you, Councillor Delaney. Do I have a seconder for that motion, please? Councillor Stafford. Thank you. Councillor Delaney, would you like to speak any further to that motion?
No, Mr Mayor, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor.
Oh, look, I need to say, Mr Mayor, that it sort of just formalises a long-standing arrangement, and and allows the weather station to continue operating without impacting on any of the council's broader land use.
Are there any councillors in opposition to this that would like to speak? Okay, as there's anybody else would like to speak to the motion? All right, as there's no further discussion of the debate, I'll put that to the vote, please. All in favour? Carried. Uh, 8.1.3 tonight is community grants and sponsorship. Councillors, do I have a motion for this item, please? Councillor Hogan.
That council approve the officer recommendation to part fund the following projects under the Community Grants program. $1,000 to the Birchip Neighbourhood House project Together for Christmas, and $500 to the Lions Club of Charlton project Charlton Community Christmas Festival. And we note that a report will be presented to council at a future meeting on the future of the Community Grants program.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Do I have somebody to second that, please? Councillor Getley, thank you. Councillor Hogan, would you like to speak any further to that motion?
I think it's really good that this community grants program has been exhausted now, because it means that everybody's been interested in, giving us an opportunity to support their local activities. And I think it's the Birchip Neighbourhood House and the Lions Club of Charlton are quite happy to receive less than their full entitlement to contribute towards their events, and it's just great that we can support these important community events in our towns.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Councillor Getley.
I just concur with Councillor Hogan. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other speakers for the motion, against the motion? If not, thank you. I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? That's carried also. Thank you very much. Yep. So item 8.1.4, planning permit application PA 25012, construct two shed associated with a Section 2 use, pig farm, and increase in pig numbers to 3534 to 3576 Mills Road, Wirraley. Councillors, before we consider this report, we have a speaker who wishes to present to council. I therefore require a procedural motion to suspend the standing orders. Councillors, do I have anybody that prepared to move such a motion? Councillor Getley. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr Mayor, that I move that the council suspend standing orders to hear from any presenter who wishes to address the meeting in relation to this item 8.1.4.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. Is there somebody who would like to second this motion, please?
I'm happy to second.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Put that to the vote. All in favour? Thank you. That's carried. So I would now like to invite Robin Tucker via our teams to present to council. We'll bring Robin in. Robin, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. Thank you, and welcome to Buloke Shire Council ordinary meeting.
Thanks for the opportunity to speak today.
Sorry, Robin, we're just having a bit of trouble hearing you.
Is that better?
If you
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Thank you, Robin.
Okay, great. Yes, well, look, I'm the consultant that prepared the application on behalf of the Kemps. And I just wanted to say, you know, the Kemps are a long-term local family in the Wirraley district. They've run family farming businesses in the area for 4 generations. And they've been keeping pigs on the subject farm for over 90 years. As already been mentioned, the farm is located within a farming zone, and a pig farm is a Section 2 use within the farming zone. So they want to expand an existing pig farm, and that would require the addition of 2 sheds and an extension of the effluent pond at the existing complex. The new structures would be built within the vicinity of the existing piggery, so no land would be taken out of agricultural production and any off-site impacts would be insignificant. The pig farm is well separated from closest houses. It's about 2 kilometres to the nearest one, so odour, dust and noise would not cause nuisance. There would be no significant changes to visual amenity and no native vegetation would need to be removed. There's no nearby waterways and there's no impacts to water, surface water or groundwater are expected. Suitable management and reuse of effluent and manure are proposed and the application has been assessed by both the Council's Planning Group and also Agriculture Victoria. The application is consistent with the decision guidelines for the farming zone and importantly there's been no objections received from anyone living nearby. The existing pig farm is part of an environmentally sustainable on-farm circular economy. So grain and straw grown at the farm are inputs for the piggery. And then as well as producing pigs, the piggery generates effluent and spent bedding. And these are reused in the farming system in place of inorganic fertilisers. And they add not only nutrients, but also valuable carbon or organic matter to the soils of the farm. Thus, the piggery is an integral part of the farming system. The expansion of the piggery would further enhance this production model. And there's a comprehensive environmental management plan to support the ongoing sustainable operation of the piggery. The extended piggery would be operated to a high standard. To ensure the quality of the pork they produce, the Kemps have implemented an APIC, or Australian Pork Industry Quality Assurance Program, at their farm. An APIC is independently audited to ensure high standards for food safety, biosecurity and animal welfare are continually maintained. It's also important to recognise that the expansion of the piggery will also provide broader benefits to the local community and the economy. So currently the Kemps employ 3 full-time equivalents with 7 part-time casuals working within the piggery. This would increase by 2 to 3 full-time equivalents post-expansion. And there'd be a further boost to employment in the local economy indirectly during the construction phase and obviously an ongoing benefit once the expansion is operating. Hence the proposal is consistent with the Council's strategic directions for economic development, which include encouraging and managing sustainable agriculture as the economic foundation for the municipality.
30 seconds left, Robin.
Yeah, I would just probably say in closing, the Kemps are an honest and hard-working farming family who would like to build on what is a successful and sustainable farm business through the extension of their farm. The proposed piggery expansion would provide ongoing benefits to the local community and economy, and there's been no objections received from anyone living nearby, and also no planning or environmental reasons that should prevent the proposal from proceeding. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you very much. So that concludes the presentation from Robin. So we'll need a motion, councillors, to resume standing orders. And
Mr. Mayor, if I could just ask Robin,
Yep.
thank you very much for your presentation. If you could leave the Teams meeting now and watch the live coverage on YouTube, that'd be great. Thank you.
well done, Robin. So, councillors, do I have somebody prepared to move that we go back into standing orders? Thank you, Councillor Delaney. Seconder for that. Councillor Stabbert. Thank you. Just got to remember to look on the screen to find the hands because I can't see them behind screens. So all those in favour of that?
Resuming standing orders.
Resuming standing orders, yes. That's carried, thank you. Councillors, we have now resumed the standing orders, so do I have a motion for item 8.1.4, planning permit application, PA 25012, to construct 2 sheds associated with a Section 2 use pig farm and increase in pig numbers to 3,534 at 376 Mills Road, Wirraley. Thank you, Councillor Hogan, and Councillor Delaney was... So, Councillor Hogan, can I call on you to read that recommendation?
Would you like the full recommendation read down to item 19?
I guess if you...
Motion as per as presented or as per the officer's recommendation?
I'll read the first bit, how about that, and so we know what we're talking about.
Yep, all
Is
right.
that the go?
Thank you.
The council, having caused notice of planning application number PA 25012 to be given under section 52 of the Planning and Environment Act 1987, and having considered all the matters required under section 60 of the Planning and Environment Act 1987, issues a notice of decision to grant a permit under the provisions of 35071 and 35074 of the Buloke Planning Scheme in respect of the land known and described as 376 Mills Road, Worley, Lot 2, for the construction of 2 sheds associated with the Section 2 use pig farm, and increase in numbers from 1,318 to 3,534 pigs in accordance with the endorsed plans, with the application dated 3rd of April 2025, subject to the following conditions, and the conditions are as presented in the detailed recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Sorry, the seconder for that was Charmaine. That's right. Sorry.
Anyone? All right.
No. We had one, and I hadn't written it down. Thank you, Charmaine. Councillor Hogan, would you like to speak further to this motion?
I think there's been quite a lot of work put into all of the research into the background of this planning permit, and the farmers in question have been an integral part of the local community, and especially in their pig farming as well as their wider community contributions, and it's intensive farming. We are so lucky now with the water that we have available through in recent years, and I think it'll be good for the local economy, and I'm sure that they'll manage the enterprise, the updated and improved enterprise just as well as they've handled the older ones, and good on them for investing further in our local economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Councillor Delaney, would you like to speak?
Just to second Councillor Hogan's comments, I think it's going to be a good, viable business for the community, and good to see somebody investing time and effort and money.
Thank you, Councillor Delaney. Councillors that haven't had an opportunity, anybody would like to speak? Councillor Gatley.
Thank you, Mr Mayor, and through you, the application is a very thorough one. It certainly meets all the criteria. It's disappointing that it got that, in my opinion, that frivolous objection, and I'm glad that's been set aside. It's very well put together, and I congratulate the applicants on it, and wish them all the best in their building and with their future endeavour. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Gatley. Councillor Stafford. Nothing to add?
Nothing to
add. Obviously, there's nobody wanting to speak against the motion, so I'll put this to the vote. All those in favour? Thank you very much. That's unanimous. That's carried, and congratulations to that family for having a go. 8.1.5, the contract award section. So we've got a contract C130 2025-26, supply and delivery of road making materials and products. Councillors, do I have a motion for this item, please? Councillor Delaney, thank you.
That council award the panel contract of contract C130 2025-26, supply and delivery of road making materials to the following companies as listed.
Thank you, Councillor Delaney. Somebody to second that motion, please. So we need to catch up on those. So Councillor Delaney, while you've read out point 1 and the listing of alluded to the listing of suppliers, can we just need to go to the following points 2, 3, 4, and 5, please?
Certainly, Mr. Mayor. 2. Authorises the Chief Executive Officer to sign the contract documents on behalf of Council. 3. Delegate authority to the Chief Executive Officer to approve payments to the contractor for undertaking the works associated with the contract. 4. Delegate authority to the Chief Executive Officer to approve all variations under the contract. 5. Notes and declares the attachments to this report as confidential on the grounds that it relates to G2 private commercial information, being information provided by a business, commercial or financial undertaking that, if released, would unreasonably expose a business, commercial or financial undertaking to disadvantage as described in section 3(1) of the Local Government Act 2020.
Thank you, Councillor Delaney, for that recommendation. Do I have somebody to second that now, please? Looking for hands. Councillor Hogan, thank you. Councillor Delaney, would you like to speak to the motion, please?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So just great to see that we are moving forward in these much needed maintenance in various areas, and look forward to seeing them concluded.
Thank you. Councillor Hogan.
Happy to support Councillor Delaney's comments.
Thank you. Any other comments for or against this motion, councillors? No? Shaking of heads. This is a bit of a standard motion, obviously, but it's good to see that we've got a full range of contractors prepared to supply again, because we'll have a bit to do in the coming 12 months. So, if there's no further discussion or debate on this, I'll put the vote. All those in favour, please. Thank you. That's carried unanimous. Thank you, councillors. 8.1.6. Another contract award. Contract C134 2025-26 FRRW, various road works, Berrowillick and Woomalang areas. Councillors, do I have a motion for this item, please? Councillor Getley, thank you.
Thank you, Mr Mayor, and through you, the Council Award Contract C134 2025-26 FRRW, various roadworks, Berrowillick and Woomalang areas, to Haril Proprietary Limited, trading as Coburn's Earth Moving, for $900,004, excluding GST. Authorise the Chief Executive Officer to sign the contract documents on behalf of Council. Delegate the authority of the Chief Executive Officer to approve payments to the contractor for undertaking the works associated with the contract. Delegate the authority of the Chief Executive Officer to approve all variations under the contract, and notes and declares the attachments to this report as confidential on the grounds that it relates to G2 private commercial information being provided by a business, commercial or financial undertaking that, if released, would unreasonably expose the business, commercially or financially undertaking to disadvantage as described in section 3(1) of the Local Government Act 2020. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. Can I have a seconder for that motion, please?
Happy to second that.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Councillor Getley, would you like to expand on your...
Thank you, Mr Mayor. It's very good that we're getting these roadworks done now, that the money's there to get this work done. I'm sure the community will be pleased when it's all finished, and I commend the staff on getting this report together for us for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. Councillor Hogan.
I'd just like to make the comment that it is good that Council has recognised that the strategic nature of the Berrowillick Springfield roads, and that they're looking to use council funds to widen sections of that road, so at our cost, but it's a strategic road, and it's a good opportunity which we should be taking whenever we get it, to widen our roads to make them more suitable to the current use. So good job.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Is there any other councillor like to speak for? Anybody like to speak against? I'll just like to make the comment that 9 submissions to the contract is good going, and we thank those all submitters for taking the time to tender. So if there's nothing further, I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour of that contract? Thank you, councillors. That's carried, unanimous. Righto. 8.1.7, temporary increase to CEO financial delegation. Think about this one, councillors. Councillors, do I have a motion for this item? And I'll find the right, yep, there we go. Councillor Getley, sorry, I was getting myself placed on the computer. So Councillor Getley, happy to move that.
Thank you, Mr Mayor, and through you. The motion is that Council increase the financial delegation provided to the Chief Executive Officer from 300,000 excluding GST to 1.5 million excluding GST. 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer to exercise the increased financial delegation of $1.5 million excluding GST for the procurement of goods and services and works only when the following conditions are satisfied. And they are A, contracts and works are directly related to projects associated with the 2022 and 2023 flood events, namely AGRN 1037 October 2022 flood event and 2 AGRN 1096 December 23 flood event. B, Council Flood Support Fund approved work schedule AGRN 1037, AGRN 1096, AGRN 1108. C, funded flood studies and laser imaging detection and ranging products if funded due to the 2022-2023 flood events. 3, receive a report the next available council meeting clearly identifying each contract awarded via the exercise of the temporary increase in financial delegations. And 4, authorise the temporary increase of the CEO's financial delegation up to the 30th of June 2027 or earlier by resolution of council. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. Can I have a seconder for that motion, please? Councillor Stafford. Thank you. Councillor Getley, would you like to expand further on your recommendation?
Thank you, Mr Mayor, but this is necessary to keep the works going. It's not always possible to have a council meeting to get these things done, so it's a pretty well standard thing that we need to do to keep us going. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Stafford.
Nothing to add, Mr Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Any other councillors like to speak for or against the motion? Thank you. I'll make the comment that this has been a long time coming, some of this money, and we still haven't got it. So I think it's a wise idea that we allow the work to get done as soon as we can following the allocation of the funds. So I look forward to this delegation, increase in the delegation working successfully. I'll put that to the vote. All in favour? Thank you, councillors. That's carried, unanimous. 8.1.8, status of the Municipal Monitoring Report and Implementation Plan. Councillors, do I have a motion for this item, please? Councillor Hogan.
The recommendation that Council notes the Minister for Local Government, the Honourable Nick Stakos MP, provided Council a copy of the report prepared by Peter Harriott, Municipal Monitor, on the 31st of January 2025, attachment A to this report, and that a copy of this report is available on the Local Government Victoria website. Secondly, submits the Municipal Monitor's final report recommendations, implementation plan and status report attachment B to this report to the Minister for Local Government by the 31st of December 2025.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Is there a seconder for that motion, please? Councillor Delaney, thank you. Councillor Hogan, would you like to go on?
I think one of the main points that needs to come out of this report, and which seems to have been causing some problems to members of the local community, is that the monitor said that the state of the financial position of the Shire is sound. And I think that is a very important point that needs to be drawn out of this report. Like many other, most other regional and small rural shires, will have a problem in the future, but at this moment in time we have a very sound balance sheet, we have a set of good financial reports, and that was highlighted by the monitor in his report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Councillor Delaney.
Just to second Councillor Hogan's comment and also thank staff for all their diligent work in this regard.
Thank you, Councillor Delaney. Councillors that are left, anybody want to speak for or against this motion? Happy to leave it there. This is important, and I guess that having timely or the timely reports to the minister, as suggested, can only work in our favour, and to be working through this is not an easy task. There's a number of things that staff have ticked off, and a number more to go. But I can assure our ratepayers and any other interested people that they are working to this item, and that we will endeavour to meet all the recommendations in that report. So, if there's no further discussion, I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour, please. Thank you. That's carried again, unanimous. Thank you, councillors. Skipping through these, 8.2 is financial reports. And we'll just get that up on the screen. So 8.2.1, quarterly financial statements to September 2025. Councillors, do I have a motion for this item, please? Councillor Delaney, thank you.
The recommendation that Council 1 receives and notes a quarterly financial report for the period ending the 30th of June 2025. 2. Receives and notes a capital work statement for the period ending 30th of September 2025. Mr Mayor, if I may go back, I said the 30th of June. It should have been item 1 should have been the 30th of September 2025. My apologies.
Thank you, Councillor Delaney, and well picked up. Do I have a seconder for this motion, please? Councillor Getley, thank you. It took a while. I thought we were going to lapse. Councillor Delaney, would you like to speak to the motion, please?
Just that I think it's really important that we have this financial report in order to move further in our capital work statement and understand how the council is moving forward in both regards.
Thank you, Councillor Delaney. Councillor Getley.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Yes, just to endorse those comments, and just to say that very pleased with the work that Salome has done to get this to us, and we are tracking reasonably well at this stage.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. Any of the other two councillors like to speak? Councillor Hogan.
I'd just like to welcome the new format which our financial director is using, and she's got quite a lot of information in very clearly, very easily understood and yeah, just all of the notations were really good. So thank you to our...
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Councillor Stafford, have you got anything you'd like to add? Obviously then there's nobody who wants to speak in opposition. I'd also like to suggest, as Councillor Hogan has, that the new format is very councillor friendly. So we thank the staff for taking the time to come up with something that is, I think, long overdue, a financial report that explains things in layman's terms to us and to our ratepayers who like to look at this. So thank you for the work that's been done. And it is very comprehensive in that it goes through a lot of our areas of work and service to explain where we are up to. So And the figures that go with the report are quite clear and quite precise as to what's going on in our balance sheet and our cash flow. So, if there's no further comment or debate, councillors, I put that to the vote. All those in favour? Wow, we're going well tonight. Not a dissent at all. So thank you. That's carried. And thank you to the financial people within our organisation and anybody that's had anything to do with this new report. As I said, it's very well received. 8.3 organisational reports. 8.3.1 organisational performance report, quarter 1 for financial year 2025-26. Councillors, do I have a motion for this item? Councillor Getley, thank you.
Thank you, Mr Mayor, and through you that Council note the quarterly organisational performance report for quarter 1 financial year 2025-26.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. Do I have somebody who'd like to second that motion, please? And they're coming from everywhere. Councillor Delaney. Beat Councillor Stafford. Councillor Getley.
Yeah, thank you, Mr
The
Mayor.
floor is yours.
Another one of these reports that can give the community confidence in how the organisation is tracking. There's also, if deficiencies are there, they can see that well and where the improvement's going to come from. So I think it's the things to do list and things that to do better list, and I again think it's a good document for the public.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. Councillor Delaney.
Just concurring with Councillor Getley. Thank you.
Thank you. Other councillors? Councillor Stafford.
Yeah, again, just concur. That provides a pretty clear picture of our progress against our council plan. So.
Thank you. Councillor Hogan.
Yeah, no, happy just to note.
Happy with that. Thank you very much. And to comment is to back up other councillors in their suggestion that this is a great little document. It shows quite clearly where we're up to against our plan, and I think and I hope that anybody that reads it will get a fair bit out of it in where we're up to and where we're going, and what our struggles might be and what our wins are. So thank you to the staff and anybody that's had anything to do with preparing this. Again, another good initiative with the traffic light setup that follows down. So if there's nothing else, councillors, staff, nobody wants to say anything? Thank you very much. I'll put this to the vote. All in favour? Thank you, councillors. That's also carried. 8.3.2 Municipal Emergency Management Plan. Councillors, do I have a motion for this item, please? Councillor Stafford, thank you.
Motion, Mr Mayor, is that the council notes the Municipal Emergency Management Plan as presented.
Thank you, Councillor Stafford. Somebody to second the motion, please. Councillor Delaney, again, quick off the buzzer. Councillor Stafford.
Just briefly, Mr Mayor, this emergency management plan not only brings us into compliance with state legislation, but it also strengthens our preparedness for emergencies, which is pretty dear to my heart, being a Charlton resident and a Red Cross volunteer as well. So yeah, really good document and happy to support.
Thank you, Councillor Stafford. Councillor Delaney.
I'm happy to concur with Councillor Stafford, but also just enhanced relief and recovery arrangements when necessary.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other of our councillors would like to make a comment? Councillor Getley.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. It's a document that we would like never to have to use, but unfortunately there will come a time when we do need to use it, and this is a very comprehensive document and sets out some really clear guidelines and procedures for when we unfortunately have to use it. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. Councillor Hogan.
Just a really comprehensive document, as has been stated, and yeah, good to have it on the shelf.
Yes, thank you, Councillor Hogan. I think it's been a while since this was updated, and it's great to see that the time and effort's been put into such a comprehensive document to guide us through what are obviously tough times, and when we have them, we've usually they're a few years apart where we've lost our expertise for one reason or another. Staff have moved on, or people have moved on, and it's good to have a document that we can refer to help us guide our way through that. So, councillors, I'll put that to the vote. All in favour of this this document? Thank you. That's also carried. All right, so we've got reports.
Sorry.
Before we get into the other stuff, we've got reports from councillors. Councillor Barrett in his leave has supplied his, and I'm not too sure whether any of the rest of us have, but we'll start around the room. Councillor Stafford. Let's start with yours.
Outside of what I've already submitted, Mr Mayor, just one comment on the Charlton Forum meeting last night. It's pretty clear that the Charlton residents are very passionate about what happens with our hall, and I think they're all very much looking forward to getting regular updates on how that's progressing now, with a view to seeing it back into service as soon as we possibly can.
Thank you. Any questions, comments for Councillor Stafford on any of the items in his report? No? Thank you. We will move on to Councillor Getley.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Apart from the normal ward meetings or community forums and that sort of stuff, and the list of concerns and works from them, which I have submitted, just to highlight a couple of things that we went to Sea Lake, to the airstrip, and met the fire service people and the Advanced Sea Lake airstrip committee. I thought that was very informative and really worthwhile. Attended the Sea Lake Christmas street party and gave Buloke's Christmas wishes there. Last night I was at St Joey's Primary School in Charlton for the graduation of 5 Year 6 students, as we sent them on their way to their next educational endeavours, which won't be at St Joey's obviously, and also attended the Carols by Candlelight in the Rec Cinema in Charlton, which was a fantastic night, and both schools need to be congratulated on the displays they put on and the way they conducted themselves. It was very good. Unfortunately tonight the Sea Lake School Awards are on, the Candoa Christmas party's on and Charlton Christmas party's on, but wasn't able to get there as I am sitting here. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. You've been busy as this time of the year tends to keep us that way. So, Councillor Delaney, let's go to you.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. So, as many other councillors, we attend meetings and gatherings within the community. It has been the councillors and staff who attended the Charlton Forum to discuss the removal of asbestos at the Charlton Hall, looking for something that is both cost effective and long-term sustainable for the community to continue enjoying the hall. On Sunday, I attended the Donald 2000 Town Christmas Party. It was a great turnout, despite the weather conditions. Congratulations to all prize winners. On Monday night, along with Jade Benham MP and Mayor Mill, I attended the Witchy-approved P12 Awards Night. I'd like to congratulate all students who received awards and make a special mention to Keely Allen, who received the Ducks Award. The senior concert band was outstanding, and my personal favourite was the Prep Year 6 students who sang "We Wish You a Ripper Christmas." I look forward to celebrating the P12 150 years next year. And thank you to the Donald High School. I attended with Mayor Mill and myself on Tuesday night, the prize giving night. Congratulations to all students who received awards. It reflects the teachers' dedication to students and the students' hard work. A special mention to the 3 students who achieved ATAR scores in the top 28% of the state, placing them in the top 12.5%. Congratulations.
Very well said, Councillor Delaney. Yes, some great achievements at those presentation nights that we've been able to attend. Councillor Hogan.
Yes, very busy few weeks. Started off with the Rail Freight Alliance meeting with the Mayor. Two excellent speakers who spoke about the need for advocacy to get some funding to see if we can do something about making the rail freight a lot more usable for all of the users, and so I hope that we'll, as a council, will continue to advocate with this group to see what we can do to get the trucks off the road and the trains heading to port. I went to the Sea Lake Town Christmas party where Councillor Getley was in attendance as well, and it was beautiful to see the streetscape work on full display. It was a really, really good evening. It was quite a hot evening, but the lawns and the playgrounds and everything were very tidy and organised, and it was looked really good to see the streetscapes that have beautified these areas, the streetscape work that's it looks really good and works really well. And similarly, on the way home, went to the Birchip Christmas on the Avenue, and once again, good to see the lovely green, well-watered lawns in the middle, and lots of people enjoying just wandering around in Christmas and with all the lovely Christmas spirit, and lots of the traders were doing well with people buying little last-minute gifts. And last night was the Birchip P12 School Awards night, which, as others have mentioned in the other towns, they're just great nights, and lovely to see our students, our Year 12 finishing students, in all their finery, and remembering that wasn't that long ago they had their backpacks on and they were walking in the gate. So yeah, it's they're just lovely nights in our small school communities, and that's about my month really. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. I'll run through a few things that I've done, and I promise, Georgia, I will write the report this month. Can somebody prompt me, please? Yes, we did, Councillor Hogan and I did attend at Docklands the RFA, Rail Freight Alliance gathering, and it was a gathering that was brought together as an information session with regard to the Sunbury, the new Sunshine Rail station, which the state government has proposed, and the problem that we see in there, and we've had some information come to the CEO and myself this week that I have yet to finish reading, but the problem is there that there'll be no through rail opportunity for freight from Ballarat or further up in the state. Any freight will have to go via Ararat, Geelong to get into the city, and if the indication from the RFA meeting was that the signalling process that still exists on the Geelong line is somewhat antiquated, it's going to be a real bottleneck down in that end of the world to get stuff into the city. So there is more work to be done on that, and we will share the document that we've got with you as soon as we can. There's also been the Buloke Tourism Donald 2000 and Watch and Progress meetings. Councillor Hogan and I attended the mandatory MAB training for Mayor and Deputy in Melbourne on the 4th and 5th. Commend Councillor Hogan, who had to sit through 2 days where I squibbed out on a half a day for prior learning. But I think we did learn some stuff in there that to me was quite exciting, and I refer to the governance rules that we hear that are coming in, and that they will not be mandatory. They will not be mandatory. We can take what we like from them and use them, but we are entitled to have our own set. And I got quite excited by that. So I'll be looking for probably some guidance in the near future as to what we do with our set of governance rules and regulations that we've got sitting around. So the Audit and Risk Committee meeting was certainly an interesting meeting, and while I haven't been able to get to all of them over the years, I've been able to get to some of them, but quite a comprehensive list of things that were ticked off at this list, and it's always probably a tough time for Councillor Milne, because Georgia's just put through a reminder to do the report. Thank you, Georgia. So yeah, tough time for staff who have to prepare all that. No, Georgia, I appreciate it, I really do. Not having a go at you. It's always good to listen to the report from staff to just to see what work they put into the audit and risk area of our business, and if councillors don't get the opportunity to sit in on that, if you haven't done it often, please take the opportunity. I missed the Travellers' Rest catch-up that was had by a couple of our staff members and one councillor. I did attend the Charlton Hall discussion, and I found that to be quite a good night. There was a room full of people who were very passionate about what they wanted, and I think our responsibility from here on in is going to be just to keep them informed, give them all the options that we can, and to make sure that they come with us the whole journey on the trip as to whatever the outcome is. So we look forward to working with the Charlton community on that going forward. Saturday I lie. Saturday I attended the. Oh, that's a big shirt for a little bloke.
There you go.
But I attended the 20-year celebration of the treaty with the Wotjobaluk people, and that was held at Horseshoe Bend in Dimboola. A great location. That, oh, how close was it to getting wiped out by the little desert fire? But the park staff and others have done a great job to bring it up to a standard that was able to receive the large number of people that were there to celebrate that 20-year celebration. The day was set out with a lot of traditional workshops for people who were invited guests and their mob people to participate in, and it did extend over the whole day, which unfortunately not all of us were able to do. And there was a fair bit in the middle of the day where it was mob only. And they and their people participated quite willingly and openly in their stuff that they had going on. So Sunday I attended here at Witcherproof for the smallest International Mountain Day, smallest mountain celebration, and listened to the guest speaker on her scaling of 5 of the tallest mountains so far in the world. She's got 2 to go. And I have to apologise because I just can't remember her name. Somebody help me? No, but we will get it. So apologies to that speaker, and a very worthwhile discussion about her trip to top of Mount Everest, and that was sponsored by GWM Water, and the dual celebration was the celebration and the unveiling of the notice board up there for the old water tower on the top of the mount, as well as combined that with the International Mountain Day. It was another great day, and to follow that up with the Donald Christmas party that evening in Donald. So, and of course, as Councillor Delaney has said, the Witcherproof and Donald presentation nights, the last 2 nights in a row, and A touch of sadness at the Donald one because they're abolishing the house names next year because of lack of numbers and going to new house names. So the mighty Jepcot House that won all the awards in sporting there last night and had some great contributors back in the 70s is going to be no more. So Banyonong, Mire and Jepcot houses will go, and it'll be red and blue houses with local river waterway names to be adopted next year. But can I congratulate the schools that we attended, that I attended, on the way that they presented their end of season, end of year breakups and recognition of their students, and I've got to say that they do a great job in allowing their students that moment of glory that they deserve, and I think that we are very privileged to have the quality of education that we have up here in our shire and proximity to the with the results that the school and the achievements of the students, the type of achievements that they have. The Widgeproof night, Buloke Shire Council was awarded the Industry Engagement Award for exceptional dedication to the students of Witchy P12 by actively supporting and engaging with work-based learning programs. Their willingness to provide meaningful opportunities and guidance has significantly contributed to the students' skill development, confidence and career readiness. So that's a little feather in the cap for Buloke Shire, but it's also it's a major feather in the cap for the executive team and the staff who allow that to happen and to encourage students to come on board and to work and get experience. So over the years, I've found my kids found it great to be able to do those sort of things, and they always nicked off to Melbourne. And I don't know whether they got up to mischief down there or not, but and the Donald one last night was awarded to Donald Steele, and the beautiful Pam McConville presented it to the not so beautiful John McConville on behalf of North Central End, who made the award presentation. But and there are some lists of awards and things there. Well, we don't have a list of the winners. They will appear in local papers, but councillors, staff, that'll do me for now, and I've got to write all that down, Georgia. So I hope you recorded it. Oh, you have, good girl. All right. Any questions, any comments? If not, thank you, councillors, for those reports. We'll move on to 9, other business. Notices of motion, 9.1. We have no notices of motion this evening that I'm aware of. 9.2, questions from councillors. Do we have any questions tonight from councillors? Councillor Stafford.
Yes, I have a question, Mr Mayor. Thank you very much. My question is in relation to governance and compliance with council policies and guidelines. At its meeting in September 2023, council adopted this document. This is an updated customer experience charter. This document sets clear standards for how the organisation engages with residents, including response time commitments for written correspondence and emails. And I'm just going to read a relevant part of this charter. It says, from receipt of your correspondence, we will respond within 5 days with an answer or indicate which department is managing your inquiry. Now, based on the consistent feedback councillors receive from community members about a lack of response to correspondence, there is a growing perception out there that commitments in the charter aren't being met. So my question through you, Mr Mayor, is can councillors be formally briefed with the opportunity for discussion on the governance and oversight arrangements council has in place to support compliance with that customer experience charter, and how councillors are provided with assurance that those standards are being met? We approved this charter, and I think it's entirely reasonable that councillors understand how compliance with it's overseen in practice. I just want to be clear, it's not about how individual matters are handled, it's about how council governs and assures itself that a policy that it adopted is being implemented as intended, so the community can have real confidence that council policies and guidelines are meaningful commitments that they can rely on.
Thank you, Councillor Stafford. CEO, would you like to comment?
Yeah, I will through you, Mr Mayor. Thanks for your question, Councillor Stafford. So I think your question formally is, can councillors be formally briefed?
Yes.
Councillors certainly can be formally briefed. I'd suggest that the next councillor briefing will be February of 2026. So if not that, it would be an item on one of our special workshops that we're doing in the second part of the month.
That's fine, thank you, Mr. CEO.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. Do we have any other questions from councillors? And darn it, I haven't got any either. So, thank you, councillors. We'll move on to 9.3, urgent business. Do we have any urgent business for this evening, councillors?
Yes, Mr Mayor.
We do. Councillor Getley has indicated that we do have an item of urgent business, so we must move council must move a motion to resolve to accept any urgent items of urgent business prior to raising of the urgent business. So,
I'm happy to move.
yeah. So if Councillor Getley's happy to just briefly describe the urgent business.
Yes, Mr Mayor, the urgent business is a motion of condolence and support on behalf of the people of the Buloke community to the Jewish community in the wake of the Bondi tragedy.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. Councillors, as you're aware, council is a two-step process for urgent business. Councillor Getley has outlined the background to the request for this meeting to receive an item of urgent business. A motion needs to be considered by the meeting to decide whether to receive an item of urgent business. So I guess, do I have a motion to deal with any urgent business this evening?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Councillor Hogan?
Yep.
Councillor Hogan, would you like to read out, there's a, in green?
Yep.
Thank you.
That I would like to move that we receive this item as urgent business, that council admits an item of urgent business that relates to a motion of condolence and support on behalf of the people of the Buloke community to the Jewish community in the wake of the Bondi tragedy.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. Is there a seconder for this motion? Councillor Delaney? I'll put that to the vote. All in favour? Thank you. That is carried. Councillor Getley, you may now move your motion.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'd like to move the following. That Council 1 extends its condolences and support on behalf of the people of the Buloke community to the Jewish community in the wake of the Bondi tragedy on Sunday, 14th of December 2025. 2, notes our thoughts are with the victims, the families, New South Wales Police, First Responder, Waverley City Council and the Jewish communities across Australia who are deeply impacted by this senseless act of violence. 3, notes the cities of Glen Eira and Port Phillip, with the support of the Municipal Association of Victoria, invited mayors across Victoria to co-sign a joint statement in response to this tragic mass shooting at Bondi Beach, with the Mayor signing the joint statement. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. Councillor Getley's put that motion. Is there a seconder, please? Councillor Delaney. Thank you. Councillor Getley, would you like to speak further?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Yes, Sunday was obviously a very dark day for Australia. We are a multinational community with people from all around the world, and I don't think it's acceptable that what happened on Sunday in any community anywhere in Australia, and certainly against one particular group of people, that was just absolutely senseless, and I think it would be remiss of us as councillors if we didn't reach out with this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Getley. Councillor Delaney, would you like to speak?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Just to concur with Councillor Getley and say that it was truly truly a tragic event, and if we as a council can do something in support of ensuring it does not occur again, then so should we.
Thank you, Councillor Delaney. Would other councillors like to speak? For?
Nothing to really add to what councillors Getley and Delaney.
Thank you, Councillor
have
Stafford.
said.
Councillor Hogan?
I'd like to also acknowledge the bravery of the people that stepped in and stepped up, and particularly the gentleman who was he's in hospital having operations for gunshot wounds, who was an immigrant Syrian gentleman who just went way above and beyond to disarm the perpetrator and just make sure that he didn't kill another dozen people. So there was just a terrible incident, and brought out the bravery and the courage of just ordinary people, and it was good to see that.
Thank you, Councillor Hogan. And I guess while you point out bravery, the elderly couple that could have foiled one of the shooters in the very early process, who wrestled the weapon from them, and only to have it taken back, and for both of them to meet their end then and there, was something that was horrific. So I would hope that whatever little we can do here will help the cause. Being so far away from the incident, we're not that far away from people who are affected. I've had one son this week working with a Bendigo work partner whose daughter was on the beach that night in Sydney. So it does hit close to home sometimes. So is there anybody else, anything else you would like to say to the motion, against the motion? If not, thank you very much, Councillor Getley, for the motion, and I'll put it to the vote. All those in favour? Thank you, councillors. That's carried unanimous. And as I said to Councillor Getley on the email, a great initiative to put up such a motion in support of, while we think it's only one sector of our community, it's a very large sector, and it's every corner of our country that gets affected by those sort of actions. So thank you for that. 9.4, any other business? Do we have any other business this evening? No other business. Thank you. We'll move to 9.5, matters which may exclude the public. Councillors, we have one confidential matter to consider. Now 2 matters to consider. Yes, that's true. 2 matters to consider. So do I have some mover to close the meeting to the public? And we thank Kevin very much for his attendance, and wish you all the best for Christmas. You will. You will. Somebody to move that we close this meeting to the public, please. Thank you, Councillor Delaney. Councillor Hogan. I would like to thank those watching on live streaming for your interest in council matters tonight. It's been a long meeting. I wish you all a good night, and hope that you all have a good, prosperous Christmas and New Year. Thank you.